Question number 5, Liz Smith.
To ask the First Minister what engagement the Scottish Government has had with Police Scotland officials who are responsible for investigating whether the actions of Professor Eljamel amounted to criminal conduct.
First Minister.
Presiding Officer, the investigation of any crime is an independent matter for Police Scotland, and the Scottish Government has no involvement in such matters. Scottish Government officials have met with Police Scotland in June this year to discuss the establishment of the public inquiry and other developing work, and had some further engagement with Police Scotland in September.
Liz Smith.
Can I thank the First Minister for that response? In his letter back to myself, to Willie Rennie and to Michael Marrow on the 17th of October, the Health Secretary quite rightly referred to the independent status of any Police Scotland investigation, and we respect that. However, we know that in November 2022, Police Scotland detectives appealed to the Scottish Government health officials for help, and that was 4 years after the first complaints were made to police. Officers made that plea for support to Craig White, a Senior Health Director, who, as the Chamber knows, was later assigned to help set up the public inquiry into the Eljamel scandal. And Mr White replied to say to the Scottish Government that he would be happy to help investigating detectives. So, as a matter of public interest, and based on what the First Minister has just said in his first response, can the First Minister tell me exactly on what basis that advice was being sought?
Minister.
I think I may have to have further exchanges with Liz Smith to understand exactly the point that she's wishing me to address. But what I would say to Liz Smith is that any approach from Police Scotland must properly, independently conduct a police investigation, and Liz Smith accepts that point. Whatever information Police Scotland wish to obtain from the Scottish Government, I would expect Scottish Government officials, Scottish Government ministers, to engage fully and substantively with Police Scotland on that question. And if there are any concerns about that, I will happily address them. But my expectation is that the Government would engage in addressing any request for information or assistance from Police Scotland in supporting their independent investigation.
Willie Rennie.
The First Minister will understand the deep anxieties that are felt by the ex-patients of Professor Eljamel, especially as some of his constituents are in that position. There is deep anxiety from them about the circumstances of the police asking for help from Craig White. Can the First Minister explore what possibly can be done to restore the confidence of those ex-patients in this process, to make sure that they are seeing that this process is above board?
First Minister.
On that point, obviously Mr Rennie is familiar with the fact I have constituents that are affected by this issue as well, and I engage with them in my constituency capacity. On the question of the engagement with Police Scotland, what I said to Liz Smith was an attempt to be helpful in this respect, that I would expect the Government to provide Police Scotland with whatever information Police Scotland were looking for in relation to their inquiries. Now, if there are deeper anxieties, I'm very happy to meet with Mr Rennie and Ms Smith and any other members who wish my intervention on this question. I'm very happy to do so if there are any outstanding issues that arise from my answers today.